people can find good quality housing that they can afford is always going to be one of our top priorities. Ladysmith-Oceanside has benefited from numerous investments in the riding in affordable and supportive housing. One such example is the purchase of Molliet Manor by the BC Rent Bank last summer. Over half the residents in that building are over 75. Thanks to the investment from this government, these folks now have long-term, stable housing. And without this investment, the building would have been sold, most likely torn down, made room for condos, displacing these residents. The budget continues to prioritize access to affordable housing across the spectrum. Budget 2025 injects an additional $318 million over 3 years to the BC Builds as part of the province's goal of delivering thousands of rental homes for middle-income people. We're making sure that people, not speculators, can find affordable housing by increasing the speculation and vacancy tax to 3% for foreign and untaxed worldwide owners and 1% for Canadian citizens and permanent residents. And all of that money is being invested back into the housing in the regions where the tax is applied. More than 99% of property owners who live in BC are exempt from the tax. And this remains a top priority for the residents of Ladysmith-Oceanside, because we know that the expansion of the speculation and vacancy tax areas will help ensure that the families that work and support our communities can live in those communities. Since the introduction of the speculation and vacancy tax, we have seen so many homes that used to be short-term rentals switched over to long-term stable housing for the families of Ladysmith-Oceanside. During the campaign, I had one woman walk right out onto the doorstep and point to houses on the street and say to me, that used to be short-term rental, that used to be short-term rental, that used to be short-term rental. They're now all filled, either purchased or have long-term renters in them, families who live and work in the community. Another family that told me a story about being displaced by a fire when they were looking for a place to live. All the rentals were short-term rentals. And now that the rules have changed, when they look online, they see those same rentals being advertised for long-term rent for families who live in the communities. The tax is working, and it's time to do more. The speculation and vacancy tax recently expanded into my own community this year, and I'd like to say that the process for declaring the exemption was actually very quick and easy. There are 59 communities in BC that this tax applies to, including 13 declaring for the first time in 2025. The rate increase is expected to bring $47 million in 2026-27. The speculation tax is playing a critical role in turning empty units into homes for people in communities